Hold on to your hats, folks. The US Federal Reserve's latest move has sent shockwaves through the financial world. After keeping interest rates steady in January, all eyes are on their upcoming decision in March. Will they maintain the status quo, or is there a surprise in store? Rumors are swirling that the Fed may be going all in on Bitcoin. Stay tuned for updates as we await a verdict from Fed President Jerome Powell. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and let's start. New Bitcoin price prediction in from the Standard Chartered. From 2024, given the sharper than expected price gains year to date, we now see a potential for the price to reach the $150,000 level by year end, up from our previous estimate of $100,000. Is it possible? So, Bitcoin in 2020, when Bitcoin hits the previous all-time high from 2017, Bitcoin corrected 15 to 20% and moved sideways from almost 4 weeks before starting the super cycle. Now, in 2024, same happening as we hit the new all-time high region recently, same pattern repeats, correction now, super cycle coming soon. As well as, Bitcoin is easy, and that's why there are 6.5 billion smartphones on Earth, and all of them can hold Bitcoin, as none of them can actually hold gold, because gold basically stored in banks and you're just buying papers, not the exact gold. When you're 100% Bitcoin, 73,000, I don't need a job, Bitcoin is going to 1 million. 68k, would you like that price with that? Also, next up, Bitcoin continues to play out similarly to 2014-2018 run, as how much higher can we actually go? As looking at the 2021-2025 cycle, we are continuing to go until the 2025. That's basically what we're looking in right now. The next big breaking news is BlackRock and Fidelity Bitcoin ETF are now among the top 5 ETFs by total inflows. That's massive. Most people don't know about a halving, most people don't know about 21 million, most people don't know US debt is 34.5 trillion, most people are going to buy over $1 million each Bitcoin, and most people will never own at least one Bitcoin. So that's the truth. The next possible Bitcoin buys deep scenario was covered on the last night's 18-minute video. Monthly chart is bullish, weekly chart is bullish, 8-hour chart is bullish, 2 or 4 shorter firm targets have been hit so far. So we are looking into this price prediction over here. The next one, Bitcoin continues its green streak. Unless price drops 61,000 by the end of the March, Bitcoin is on track to close a record-breaking 7 consecutive months in the green. All-time highs before the halving, billions of ETFs inflows. Is this time actually different? Let's see how it plays out this time. Also, Bitcoin or a slavery, outdated every 10 minutes by tens of thousands of people all across the globe, and United States Federal Reserve System has not been outdated in 109 years. Standard Chartered, a British multinational bank, has raised its year-end Bitcoin price forecast for 2024 by 50% to 150,000 and predicts it may peak as high as 250,000 in 2025 during this cycle. The Bitcoin ETFs offered by BlackRock and Fidelity have now entered the top 5 of all the ETFs in terms of year-to-date flows. As well as the Vanguard CEO Tim Buckley and CIO Greg Davis discuss Vanguard's perspective on Bitcoin ETFs, as they're basically saying we don't believe it belongs in a long-term portfolio of someone saving for their retirement. It's a speculative asset. And yeah, basically we all understand that it is all fake and just the thought information. Too many people think that the supply of Bitcoin issued by the Bitcoin network can be increased. This isn't as easy as you may think, and if you want to change the supply of Bitcoin, you need to convince everyone running Bitcoin to change the code. Changing the code means that anyone previously running the software will have to switch the new version of code. As when some people run the old code and others run the new code, we see a fork with multiple versions of the software being run. This has happened before, but all folks have failed miserably. Anyone running Bitcoin software today and in the future will likely be a holder of Bitcoin, and they will likely continue to run the previous version of the software with the original 21 million supply cap, because increasing the supply of Bitcoin will have a direct impact on their holdings. And if the number of coins increases, the value of previously issued coins is diluted. Now, think of this logically. Would you willingly let someone steal from you? I would not. So, while all eyes on Bitcoin turn to the Fed's March interest rate decision, FT survey says that the Fed will have to keep the interest rate higher. So, when will the January Fed interest rate decision be announced? While the second Fed interest rate decision of 2024 is expected to have an impact on gold, dollar, oil, and cryptocurrencies, the Fed will announce its March decision on March 20th, in just 2 days at 21 CET. Fed President Jerome Powell will make a statement after this decision, so in which direction are expectations concentrating? While no reduction is expected in March, in line with the statements made by Powell and Fed members, according to CME FedWatch, the probability of interest rates remaining constant is priced at 99%. And because Powell stated in a recent statement that they did not foresee that it would be appropriate to reduce the policy rate until they had more confidence that inflation would move towards 2% in a sustainable manner. So FT survey, Fed will have to keep interest rates high for longer than expected, and while expectations focus on interest rates remaining constant, the Financial Times conducted a survey. The Fed will have to keep interest rates higher for longer than markets and central banks expect, according to academic economists surveyed by the FT. As more than 2/3 of the participants in the FT Chicago Boost survey said that the Fed has reached the final stage of its fight against the inflation and is trying to complete this stage, and that's that they would think the Fed will make 2 or fewer cuts in 2024. And while the participants were divided on the timing on the first interest rate cut between the July and September, Harvard University economist Jason Furman, who participated in the survey, said, "The Fed really wants to reduce interest rates. All its actions and statements are about reducing the interest rates. However, the data will make it difficult for them to do this, as I expect the final phase of the inflation fight to be quite intractable." And Vincent Reinhardt, a former Fed official who currently serves as a chief economist at Dreyfus and Mellon, said that although he did not participate in the survey, the political calendar in the US will affect the time when interest rates will be cut. So the data says that the best time to cut rates is September, but politics say June. But you don't want to start cutting rates this close to the elections. Also, record inflows and trading volumes in the US Bitcoin ETFs. While weekly net inflows and trading volume for US spot Bitcoin exchange traded funds reached the record levels last week, Bitcoin hit an all-time highs before experiencing a sharp pullback. According to data from BitMax Research and First Sight Investors, the total net inflow into spot Bitcoin ETF funds reached a 2.5 billion last week, as a 15% increase compared to the previous week's 2.240 million right there. So what's the current state of ETF funds? BlackRock's iBeat fund continues its dominance with an inflow of 2.5 billion, Fidelity with a 700 million, and 1xRT is actually 250 million. Meanwhile, Grayscale's converted GBTC fund witnessed an outflow of 1.1 billion 250 million, with Invesco's BTCO fund contributing to an outflow of 30 million. So that's kind of all the news we got for today. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. See you in the next one, and peace.